that's your big passion is traveling. One of your passions is traveling. And you, I think, did a TikTok where you were pointing out how some men have an issue with it or they judge you based on your traveling. Is that correct?
I did.
I think, I saw some TikTok where you did where, I don't know, they were judging you for all the traveling you've done or something like that?
I mean, that has happened, so sure,
okay.
yeah.
Well, I have a clip here
is it mine?
We haven't played a clip from him in a while, from Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, he has an opinion on the woman traveling thing. Who else here travels, though? Any travelers, show of hands? Almost every single one of you. Oh my God, travel. All right. You guys are going to be very upset when I play this. Go ahead, pull it up. Pull it up. All right, go ahead, play.
Which makes me less attracted to her. The fact she's still hot.
Wait, pause. Tiffany, I need you to move the cursor so it's like off, but go ahead, play it.
Through it.
What's the worst thing a woman can say on a first date?
The worst thing is it's just basic things they don't think about, right?
Like, what's the worst thing they could say on the first date?
I mean, there's a bunch of dumb shit they could say, but within a realistic frame, women will sit there and do something they think is innocent. They'll talk about traveling. I've been to here and I've been to there and I loved when I saw this. My favorite place is this. When you sit with a dude on a first date and tell him how many places you've been, all he's thinking is you've been fucked. Yeah. You've been fucked by who? Who paid for that?
Yeah.
Who paid for that? Nice hotel, bitch. Like it's bullshit. Like shut the fuck up. And on top of it, men want innocence, and the reason we find innocence attractive is because we want to be the female's portal to the world. Yeah. If I meet a woman,
you want to hear they've never been anywhere.
Never. I will show you the world.
100%.
The first private jet you get on will be mine. You've ever been in a Lambo? No, you're getting my one first. I'm going to show you brand new experiences. If I sit there with some bitch and she's like, I've been there, I've been that, I went to this party, my friend has a jet, I was in this Lambo, and you're just like, shut the fuck up. There's nothing less attractive because we want to be their portal to the world. The reason women don't understand this is they sometimes think, especially if they're sitting with a G, like if they're sitting with a guy like me, they feel like they have to prove themselves by pretending they've been with other ballers, right? They don't want to sit there with a man like me and go, oh, I've never been into a restaurant like this. I wish they would say that. That's the most fucking attractive thing they could say to me. But instead they'll say, yeah, I've been here, my friend, and I did this.
They drop Dubai and then it's over.
They start dropping about fucking other shit that they did with their men.
If they say Dubai, you gotta get the check right away.
Yeah, it's just like, shut up. But they don't. So women don't even know what men find attractive because we're interested in innocence. So he's talking about body counts. It's not even just about the freaky, I'm interested, if I have an experience with a woman, whether it's sexual or non-sexual, I want to be her portal to the world. I want to be the person who shows her something for the first time. I don't want to fuck a bitch who's been fucked every way she can be fucked. Why do I want to invent something new now? Backflips?
Okay. Reaction. What's your reaction there?
If I waited for a man to take me around the world, I would be waiting a long time. And there's a lot of places personally that I want to travel to while I'm young because of like my physical abilities, and that if I waited, let's say I didn't find my husband until like 30, 35 or whatever, I would, and I do want kids, I would kind of have to start thinking about that rather than traveling. So for me, I'm traveling right now because when I do find my partner, I want to start having kids. So. Okay.
All right. And have you been to Dubai?
I have not.
Okay.
Any thoughts?
Come to Dubai.
So I personally have traveled a lot on my own dime and on ex's dimes. And I do not bring it up in conversations with men because I know that that is a thing than what we just heard. It's not that I don't lied about it. I just, if they like bring it up, I'm like, yeah, I've been to a few places.
I think it screams extreme insecurities,
and
it would be.
I do also think that though.
For me.
I used to live in Australia for a couple years, and so I got to explore Europe when I was younger. So my traveling comes from my family. Yeah. I solo go to Maui 2 or 3 times a year. And so that revolves around no man doing anything. I just vibe by myself.
That's some insecure
I think it's just
shit.
very hard to like keep a man if you travel all the time. Like I traveled since I was like 8 years old, like 3 months out of the year, and just almost impossible to keep like monogamous relationship in this kind of aspect. But also like I don't expect, to be honest, for a man to take me nowhere when I get married. I just want to have kids and sit in the house. I don't really expect him to take me nowhere, to be honest. That's why I also traveled so much, but also a cultural thing. You have certain countries when people are being raised, like in Israel, when after the women do 2 years, I think, men do 3 years of military duty. It's a part of their culture that for a year they travel after that.
I just also think that that's like so crazy for this man to say that he immediately is thinking that like a man has paid for everything for you in your life. Like we don't work. Like we don't have our own money to like take us to the places that we want to go. Because I've been to 14 or 15 different countries.
But
and
men
I've paid
gave you that money.
Indirectly. Indirectly.
I feel like I can understand like his viewpoint of like, oh, like I want you to like, you know, be special to me and everything, but also I feel like a woman with too much inexperience is all it like we're in the 21st century. Like I also want to like, you know, add on to your thing, because like, yeah, why do you think that, you know, my whole like, you know, travel thing is based off of a man? But also like if I like to travel, right, I want to I'm probably going to be more like drawn to somebody who's also traveled, like, you know, like we're afterwards, so we could have some like, you know, things to talk about and everything. Like, I feel like he was putting it in like a masculinity form, be like, I want to provide for you, but he should be putting it in more of like I think he should be putting it more of like I could actually have like more experiences with her. Like, I feel like, you know, it would be more of like, he should take it as more of like like she's been here, she's been here, right? Like, I feel like I would have more in common with her because we've been to the same places, we like the same things, you know, all that stuff. It doesn't have to be like, you know, so aggressive, like, oh, like this man took me here, this man took me here. Like,
and I feel like he's just being so hypocritical and living by a double standard, because like, what if a woman wanted something like that? You know, like, I want you to be special to me, like, or just flip the roles on him, because I'm assuming that this man has probably dated plenty of women, has crazy experience in doing all of these things, and like, I don't know, I just feel like that's super hypocritical of him to say that.
Hold on, to answer your thing, men and women are attracted to different things. There's not perfect symmetry between the things that men and women want. So I don't think it's hypocritical necessarily. And I do think you'd actually see a difference. Like, women typically look, in general, on average, women are going to prefer experience in a man. Men are not looking for experience in a woman.
Okay.
Why are we focused on what men are looking for?
What's that?
Why are we focused on what men are looking for? It's like we're generalizing this thought process that the woman has to be innocent or a man is paying for this, when I wouldn't want to date someone that thinks that way regardless. I wouldn't want a man that thinks that way. I would want a man.
But you
I only
want
care
the
about
opinion of someone you're dating.
I only care about someone's opinion if I actually want
if
to
they agree with you.
reciprocate.
You only care about their opinion if they agree with you.
No, I don't.
Well, I mean, like, this idea, are women, let me frame it like this, are men allowed to want anything?
They are. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if a man wants something and I'm not what he wants, then why am I thinking or even, you know, deliberating about what this man that doesn't want me wants? That doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't I want to focus on the men that want me?
Well, but there's calls to action that both men and women put out there. Women say, we want men like this. Bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. XYZ, men should do this, men should do that. And I think to a pretty strong degree, men actually attempt to meet or do meet, or at least understand women's preferences. But there's a lot of pushback when it comes to what men want. It's very, like, from your perspective, y'all have laundry lists of things that men should do, men should be. But the moment we say, the moment we say women should be, women should do, ooh, insecure, controlling.
I agree. You're saying it's unfair. I agree. Men are allowed to have their preference. If you go into a bar and you see so many different types of people, you're going to choose the one that's your preference. And that's up to someone's own judgment and their own. So men are allowed to say, like, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. But if he doesn't want something that I would say is conducive to a successful relationship, with me, then I wouldn't want to be with him because it just wouldn't be good for either of us.
Well, I suppose where I disagree with Tate is there's sort of in what he was saying, he was suggesting, at least hinting at, that women should lie. Like, ignorance is bliss. Don't tell me if you've done the thing. Me personally, I would prefer she actually tell me so I don't date her. He seems to want to, perhaps I'm misreading it, but he seems to want the woman to create like a fantasy. He wants to live in ignorant bliss, because if the woman does reveal some of these things that he dislikes, that would be an issue. But I'd actually rather her tell me. That way I could be like, nah, I just don't want to date you.
I personally just think that he just doesn't want you to be boastful, and that's kind of how I feel that it should be. Like, I don't think that either person should be boastful right away.
It wasn't about boastful.
Yeah,
he thinks they're getting dicked down all over the world.
True.
Yeah,
no, I definitely think that he thinks that for sure. But he was saying in the video.
With what he said?
Do I agree with what?
That would bother you to have a girl talking about her travel experience? That would make her undateable?
So no, I think he's taking a pretty hardline stance there. However, is there like a kernel of truth to what he's saying where it's like, okay, a woman who travels a lot, and hey, I could be wrong, and can I infer a little bit from that? I think yes. I think typically.
And for what? Because what I took away from the video was like he was thinking that when she travels a lot, she's getting paid for by men.
Oh, well, okay, there's two components. It was like, it was a man doing it, or when she was traveling, she was fucking while she was traveling. Now, look, not all women who travel, they're not like fucking a new guy when they're in, they're in Bucharest one day, they're in Stockholm one day, they're in Copenhagen one day, they're in Paris, whatever. They're not having sex necessarily in all these locations. However, there is like a degree of association. It's not like, okay, definitively, every time a woman goes into a new city, she's getting dicked down by some random fucking Parisian or some fucking Swedish dude. No. However, there is a little kernel of truth there where it's like, when women are traveling, and especially if they're traveling alone, the inhibitions are a little different. What's on the table is a little different. You're traveling
That's the same for a man, though.
You're traveling for recreation. You're traveling for fun. What's one of the ways you might have fun? You might have some casual sex with fucking Romeo in fucking Barcelona. You're gonna get dicked down.
I think that just depends.
Hold on. You're gonna get dicked down by Rico in fucking Madrid. And look, it's like, okay, I'm not saying all women move like that, but it is this kind of like, I don't know, what happens in frat houses? They just play, when you go to a frat party, is it just, they're just, they're talking about philosophy, or are they getting fucking shit-faced and like they're going to the dude's fucking bedroom and fucking like
we're going to be talking about
there is a degree of again, not all women when they're traveling move that way. However,
there are some.
Are you well traveled?
That's what you're saying.
Am I well traveled? I haven't done too much traveling, but I've traveled a little bit.
So would it make you feel...
I've traveled less than her.
Would it make you feel like she would be more difficult to impress? Or relate to?
I don't really give a fuck. If a girl has traveled, I personally don't care all that much. But like...
Some people find it attractive that I travel. Like I've talked to other travelers, and they like that I've traveled.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Like,
sometimes it's for work.
I don't think guys would like. Okay, well, I wasn't into her, but she's been to Istanbul. I'll fuck her now that now that I know that she's been to Istanbul.
No, but I'm talking like long term. They're like, oh, she likes traveling, then I like traveling, so like we would be compatible long term.
Like
not just a good
like
shag. Shag it doesn't matter for them. I feel like, but like.
Well, if like he wants to travel and he wants to travel with his partner, it might be like a lack of compatibility if you're dating a woman who's like scared of flights, doesn't want to travel, scared, that could be an issue as a man if you do want to travel. But I mean, are there that many women who are like have like a apprehension.
But there's
when it
different
comes to
types
travel.
of travelers too. Like,
Sure.
I have some friends that just want to lay on a beach and tan all day. Like, I don't want to do that. So there's gonna be guys out there that like they don't want to like their wife to just be one of those. Or we go to like Turks and Caicos like every single year, and we do the same vacation, and we just lay on a beach all day. Like,
That is so true.
Like, I want to do something fun, adventurous, not just lay on a beach. So like, some guys can look at like my travels and be like, oh, she's adventurous. Like, I like this about her. She's not just gonna go and just sit on a beach and tan all day.
And experience.
But to answer your question, you're getting into the other component of what he was saying, which was being the gateway, the lens for giving someone that you're dating, a woman who you're dating, this sort of novel new experience. So that is a component that I think is valid for men. It's like, okay, well, she's been in say you have like a really nice car, a Lamborghini. Oh, I've been in 10 Lamborghinis. I don't give a fuck. But it's like her first time in the Lambo. That could be something that is the guy wants. He wants that. Or it could also just be, oh, big deal. He's taking me to some fancy restaurant. I was at Nobu last week. Big fucking deal. But you take like a girl who maybe hasn't gone to a super fancy place. She's more appreciative, and men like to be appreciated.
Which is fair. I'll tell you right now, if a man took me to a restaurant and I'd been there 10 times with 10 other dudes or one other dude, I'm not saying jack shit, and he's not going to know one way or another that I've been there 10 other times. But these are different scenarios. I'm thinking of a scenario where a girl is like, yeah, I do this. I've done this for work. I get to travel a lot. I go here. I go here. And then him being like, whore. That's a very insecure mindset.
No,
So obviously, logically, you can travel and not be a whore.
Yeah.
However,
But not to him.
Well,
That's where his brain first goes, he said.
sure, but I mean, I think what he's trying to get at here is that, like, would you agree that some women who do that, they're whores?
For sure. I'm not negating, but that's not where my brain would first go. I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. What's been your favorite country? Like, it's a talking point. It's very simple. I also think the whole new experience thing, again, very rooted in insecurity. If I go on a date with a man to the specific restaurant and I order a meal, and then I go on a date to that exact same restaurant in the exact same seat with you and order the exact same meal, it's a new experience.
I think what the
goes.
You go first, then you. Go ahead.
I also think it goes back to, again, what I was saying about being boastful is like, I was raised in a well family. Like, I did a lot of those things that, like, if I have a man that brings me to do the same thing, I would never be like, oh, I've done this since I was 5 years old. Like, I am very appreciative of every moment that I live. And if some man brings me in a Lamborghini, flies me on a jet, whatever it is, brings me to McDonald's, I don't care. I'm always going to say please and thank you. I don't think anyone should take that not into consideration and be like, I've done this before. You shouldn't boast about anything in your life.
It's just a greater, if somebody has not had the experience yet, it's a greater, I think it's a greater bonding experience. And then it's also just a greater value proposition for the person. Okay, you've been on a private jet 100 times. Time 101 is not going to be very special. But like, you take someone on a private jet who's never been on a private jet, that's exciting for them. Like, that's a new experience. And that's more bonding than just some chick who's been there, done that. Been there, done that. Hold on, I got to let one TTS come in. Thank you, Desert Jorge. Appreciate it.